All right, Ed. So we've got a couple of DM requests several DM requests actually for this particular topic about a major personality in history.
The major personality, I'm assuming, since you're not naming him and I've got to, is the devil, Satan. And let me tell a story. I know you've heard it, but I'm going to tell everybody else the story. When I was doing my PhD thesis, you have to go in front of a committee of professors and others. And when I announced what I'd like to do my thesis upon, I want to do it on demonstrating the historical patterns that shows Satan's existence, his goals, his strategies, his presence, all that. And you could see across the board, all of them on the committee, you could see the jaws drop. So one of them asked, are you saying you're going to do your thesis on demonstrating that the devil's a part of history, and you're going to incorporate the Hebrew and the Greek? And I said, yeah, that's the point. And they didn't know what to say. They finally approved it. We went back and forth. They finally approved it. It ended up becoming a thesis, and in fact, they didn't just approve it. It was accepted, and I went through and got my as you know, I got my credentials. But Satan is obviously a major player in history. Can you imagine writing a history and omitting a major personality in that history? Try doing the history of, say, Russia without Joe Stalin, or China without Mao Zedong. What are you going to do? You have to bend and twist all kinds of other things. You can write a history, but you got to account for those two. You got to account for each of those men and their histories. Well, modern day historiography doesn't even address the influence of the devil, let alone his entourage, his hierarchy. It's Bible shows us that Satan has arranged his demonia as a military hierarchy. He's at war. He's fighting for his existence. He's fighting for his life. Hell was made for him. And he is trying to stay out of it. Now, you have to know why that is a battlefield. It isn't that he just comes and whispers little nothings in our ear, a little temptation. That's medieval stuff. Let's get out of the fables into the real personality. The second most powerful power in the universe is the devil, behind the Trinity, and they are at war. So you can see, if I was right and it turned out that they accepted it, Satan shows his presence by his consistent patterns, strategies, tactics. He shows his presence over and over again. Now, if you're a modern historian, you don't believe in the devil, as if that should be an option, then you've got to bend and twist the history to make it some other explanation, which means already you are involved in historical rewrite. So, as it turned out, like I said, they didn't just accept it. I got more than just approved. It turned out quite well. What we're going to do in this series, this sub-series, is to go into some of those issues. How do we know the devil exists? What does he do when he shows up in every culture? Obviously, we're not going to get into every culture. But what does he do? What are his goals? What are his tactics? And we're doing it from a scriptural framework, because the Lord, the triune God, knows him. In fact, Satan knows his enemy. There's not an atheist among the demonia. They all know their enemy, Jesus Christ. So we're going to see that conflict. We're going to see that and play it out and show how it affects history.